Y'all don't love us? Y'all don't love us? Well, let it be known then. We don't give a fuck. We know where the fuck we at.
J-Red the King. Poppy Cannon. Paul Scorch. Vinny P. The All Eyes on Us podcast.
All eyes on me.
Yo, can you hear us all? Are we kind of fucked up out there? Miss Tia Sweets, can you hear us?
You guys are good. I just thought I was about to hear Tupac for a minute.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you already know we're not going to go through all the AKAs, but I go by the name of J-Red the King.
I go by the name of Poppy Cannons.
I go by the name of Paul Scorch.
And I go by Vinny P.
And we have a very special guest with us right now, live on the video chat. None other than the legendary legend herself, Tia Sweets. Let's clap it up for Miss Tia Sweets.
Right. And a Bay legend at that. A Bay legend at that.
Miss Tia Sweets, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We are doing wonderful. First and foremost, we want to thank you for coming on and doing this little show of ours with us. And we want to welcome you back because we hear that you back.
Yeah, that was the interesting introduction I had a couple days ago, but I'm here. I'm back.
Cool.
Yep.
That's what's up.
All right. Well, so first things first, let's talk about the video that went viral the other day.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Everybody wants to know about that, right?
Yeah. So what was that about? I seen your response on Twitter.
Okay, yeah, I had to say something, because I was just minding my business, and then my cousin hit me up and was like, "Wow, you made it on World Star Hip Hop," and I'm like, "Huh? What are you talking about?"
Right.
And then I go on there, and they're like, "Oh, Yukmouth's baby mama, out of retirement," and I'm just like, "Wait, what?" Wow. So let's make that real clear. Yukmouth is not my baby daddy. It's all
I never knew that.
It's all love. I got love for him. It's all good, but let him live his life, and whatever I'm doing, then let that be about me,
Right.
Got it.
Well, shout out to Yukmouth, but you are not Yukmouth's baby moms.
You know what? I thank you for clearing that up, Tia. This is Vinny P, or you can call me just Vincent. I never knew that you weren't with Yukmouth. At least you wasn't his baby mama. I always thought that, growing up, even as a kid.
Even as a kid?
Yeah.
God damn. So she was a baby?
I mean, it's not the first time I've heard that, but it's
right.
But it's the first time that I'm able to respond and make it clear, nah, that's not real. It's fake news,
Right. So,
fake news.
So you and Yuck was just get money together, huh? Then, or was y'all ever item?
We were in the game, we were rocking, and it was what it was. But life goes on, and he's moved on, and he's doing him, and I'm doing me, and it's not we're not working together anymore, and
right.
So whatever I'm doing is about me, let's not make rumors and mess up whatever he has going on,
No, that's a fact. That's a fact.
For real. It's all good.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, so let's talk about you in the industry. What year did you come out?
I think in 2004.
Oh yeah, because I know I was, I was a little nigga. I was a little nigga. This before 1080p HD came out.
Yeah, so I came out in 2004, and I believe I stopped in 07.
Oh, it was only 3 years.
Yeah, it was only 3 years, and I didn't really feel like I put 100% into it.
Right.
But I think it was after I did the Bang Bros scene. My name just went viral. And then when I did get that Yukmouth tat, like it just really went viral, you know?
Right, right. Because don't you downplay yourself at all. You know you was that one back then.
This is a fact.
You was that one.
I thought I was, but you know, I'm reading all these comments. I'm like, wow, really?
Tia, fuck them, first of all.
You gotta stay off the comments, man.
Yeah,
You gotta
fuck
stay
them.
But
away.
you
Yeah,
know
fuck
what?
these comments,
I'm gonna say like at first, like, yeah, the comments they did bother me. But then like after I thought about it and I was like, how like did I just go from like disappearing to being on World Star Hip Hop? Like how many girls can just say like in 1 month they like got that far, you know?
That's what I'm saying. That should still show you, with all due respect, you still that bitch.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? With all due respect.
Let these motherfuckers know, man, for real.
Yeah.
And then it's like I said, I started in 04, right?
Right.
So like I'm probably sure that more than half the people commenting like don't even, they're like too young to even know who I am. So
Yeah,
who are they to even say anything, you know?
Exactly. They probably still, they're still little teenagers and shit. Don't even know about the legendary status.
Don't know about the
Right. And then
I tell you, I had butterflies this whole time.
Like they're like trying to go hard on the OnlyFans, right?
Right.
But I have a question for you guys and for everybody.
Let's go. I'm ready to answer.
Here's my question. Who's not on OnlyFans?
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
I'm not on OnlyFans. My dick ain't big enough to be on OnlyFans. I would have been on that thing.
And then like literally like I'm gonna be so real with you guys. I'm so lost in the game and like I kind of feel lame. Like I really only found out about OnlyFans like a month ago.
Really?
Oh, word. That's a new bag right there. Man.
Yeah.
That's how they get it, man.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh damn, like, you know, COVID-19, we're all stuck in the house, we're bored. Yeah. And you know, every now and then I'll like Google my name or whatever, and people will be like, oh, what happened to her, you know?
I ain't gonna lie, I Googled your name. I was looking for you.
So
I was like, yo, where is Tia Sweets?
Well, I'm right here.
I was searching for you for like Carmen San Diego.
So I'm like, well, I mean, I'm not doing anything else but sit in the house, you know. So why not make OnlyFans? Like, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, get that money. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
There have been requests like, where are you? You know.
Right. So how is that OnlyFans looking? Like, is it? Are we getting some money up off of that? Is it popping?
It's getting there, but like I told you, I found out about it a month ago, right?
Right.
And then I'm like, how do you get people to subscribe and all this? And then like people already start hating, like, oh, you look fat and your makeup's not right, and like, oh, you gotta pay money and you gotta do this and that. And I'm like, wow, like this is a new era for me, you know?
Yeah. Tia, can you?
But then
Sorry,
the World Star came on, and I'm gonna tell you that the money's running out.
Yeah,
right. I like that. What were we gonna say, Vince?
Tia, can you tell us about that journey from, you know, obviously starting porn in 2004, leaving in 2007, and, you know, obviously like catch us up to date, like what's been going on?
So basically 2007, I was like, I don't want to do this. I'm gonna do me.
Right.
Like me and Yuck fell out. And I'm sure you guys saw a little interview he did on me. And I was just like, okay, you know, I'm just going to do me, you know?
Right.
And then I went to school and I
what's up?
got a 9-to-5 job, and I had kids and a family. And, you know, I've just been trying to live on the low and doing me, you know? Like I'm trying to be a normal person or whatever, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Now, how was it? How was it trying to go to your 9-to-5? Was anybody like, yo, you're Tia Sweets?
So I've had a few people tell me like, oh, have you ever like done acting or been an actress or been in entertainment and
Trying to play it off like they don't be jerking
and
off to that shit. You just look
but
so
like, I feel
familiar.
like, but you know, I feel like it's a polite way of like, I know you, but like, are you gonna admit it? You know?
Right.
But I'm just like, oh, you know, like, nah, like, I don't know, like, you know, but people always say I look like Mariah Carey or Nicole Richie.
Right.
So, I mean, maybe I look like somebody, but that's like always my answer, you know?
Right.
But then they figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Congratulations on that journey
and
and the family.
everything.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So let's talk. Have you ever had like any beef in the industry? Like, was you ever in competition with any other girl? We just like, man, fuck that bitch.
We all know who my number one competition was.
I don't know. Let us know. Do y'all know?
I don't know.
I know the name.
Pinky.
Pinky.
Yeah, because y'all was both from the Bay.
Both from the Bay.
Right. But like, I'm going to say this though. I honestly don't recall having any beef with her. But like Googling stuff and listening to people talk, it was always like Tia Sweets versus Pinky. Like, who's better? Who's this? Who's that? You know?
Right.
Do a versus.
But like, I
I
don't think Pinky ever like came off the screen, you know, but I did. So
yeah. Hey, and if it makes you feel any better, they fucking killed Pinky too. When Pinky come out.
I know, I saw it, but it's different when you're in the industry and people are bashing you. Like when I was in the industry, like I got my share of bashing.
Yeah.
But it's like, how long ago was 2007? Like 15 years ago. And it's like, I don't think I looked that bad for like being gone that long and and making a comeback. Like, what?
Yeah. So let's talk about that. Like, what? Obviously, like you took some time off. You know, it sounds like you
started a family.
Got a new career, and then decided to jump back into it. Talk to us about that a little bit. Like, what made you do that?
So, like I said before, it's this whole coronavirus.
Got you.
I'm bored.
Slow down.
I love being in front of the camera, and I'm just like, I mean, what else should I do? Like, I don't want to just sit in the house bored. You know that song they got? In the house bored. I'm
bored in the house and I'm in the house bored.
Yeah. The TikTok song, right? Like, I don't want to be that.
Right.
And then,
all right, so
I've seen like people are asking like, what happened? Where is she? You know? So I'm like, well, what would happen if I just pop back up?
Right.
And look at you. You took the internet. You swarmed that shit.
Storm. Now getting back.
Okay. So I want to say something like, so that video is not appealing. But I did that on purpose because, like I said, I was trying to figure out, like, how do you get people to, like, notice you and know your back and all this stuff, right?
Right.
So if we want to go back into when I was in the career, there's a lot of behind the scenes of me fighting and being drunk and just being wild, crazy. So I'm like, sometimes negative attention is gonna bring you back. Like, look at Jada Pinkett. Like,
yeah, that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody wants to hate on something. Like, there's not many people that want to sit back and congratulate you and like and gas you up and make you feel good. But when you mess up, like everybody wants to say something. You know?
That's a fact.
Yeah,
so
and that's the generation we live in right now too. Like, that's just how it goes. You know, you older, so you was raised, you know what I'm saying, with all the older OG generations. Right now, we in the like fuckboy generation.
Straight up.
Yeah. So, but I took all that and I was like, well, let me just see what happens if I just act crazy and like look a mess, and let's just see what happens, you know. And guess what? It worked.
It did.
You definitely got attention.
It did. Look at you. You got more followers than me now.
Right. In one day. Right?
For
But
real.
that too, like, I'm like, you know, the generation that like I grew up in, like, people were real and like they were in the game, they were about their money, like everything.
Right, yeah.
And now I'm looking at all these like these young girls and these young dudes, and I'm just like, what is going on? Like this isn't how I was raised. This isn't how I was put in the game. Like you guys got it all the way messed up.
See, the internet gave the bozos like a voice, you know, because they could talk all that shit behind their screen, but you know, wouldn't nobody say that to you. They run up to you and be like, I need that autograph.
Right, exactly. Like all these people hating, like I want to know what would happen if I was in their face. Like, not with no drama or nothing, but like, would you come up to me and be like, oh, you look like somebody's grandma? Or would you come up to me like, oh, wow, can I get a picture or autograph? Like, come on.
Yeah. Right. They're going to be on your dick.
Definitely
the whole time.
Right.
On your dick.
So I got a question for you. Do you look at any of these like new young porn star girls and was you like, man, that's my fucking daughter, bitch? Like I taught her everything. Like she's just copying my whole swag.
You know, honestly, I haven't really been paying attention because I'm just like, this game is so whack that like it doesn't even like entertain me. Like, there's so many dudes like Facebook pimping and like you can be anybody you want on social media, you know, but who are you in real life?
Right. And see, that's what you got over everybody because you actually were somebody.
Right. But then on top of that, like my personality, I'm so humble and sweet, and like people message me on Instagram. I try to reply to everybody as much as I can. I interact with everybody, and I can't say a lot of girls like do that, you know? Like I never got like starstruck.
Right. No, that's big because like even when I reached out to you and told you to come do the podcast, like I did that and I was like, she's not gonna respond.
Right.
But then the fact that you responded, like inside, I was like, oh my God. Yeah. I hit all my friends. I was like, Tia Sweets, you know what I'm saying? She said she's gonna come. And then all of my guys was like, Tia Sweets? The legend?
Oh wow.
So, I mean, you still got fans over here, Tia.
Definitely. Yeah. You're definitely
I was your only fan when it wasn't OnlyFans. You got any questions for her, Scorch?
Yeah, I got a question for her. What's one of the most awkward things that ever happened to you, like when you was filming? If you could think of
awkward thing when I was filming.
Yeah, if you had anything that was awkward.
Okay, so a lot of people love to bring this up, so I'm gonna talk about it. So when I first got into the industry, I think like my fourth scene, I met some producers that weren't friendly and took advantage of me, and I had a bad manager that was, you know, giving me like booking my scenes and everything, and it was the meat holes. And I remember going in there, and I went in with like not knowing anything that was gonna happen, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I was like, if this is what I'm choosing to do, like I have to do this, right? But like, I remember like sitting on the couch just crying and in tears and like so scared and like wanting to run out the door, and like I just remember being surrounded by men that were just like so ready to like abuse me and pee on me and just like treat me so horrible. And like people love to bring that up, but it's like that was like the most scariest like thing that like pretty much ever happened to me, you know?
Right. Well, safe to say, fuck them niggas, man.
Right? But you know what? It just made me stronger, and it made me learn that I can say no, and I'm the boss, and I do what I want to do.
Facts.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Facts.
And the meat holes, that was in the beginning of your career, right?
Right. So my very, very first scene was with Justin Slayer, Nat Turner, and Yasmin Milan.
Okay.
That was my first scene, and like that, and I Google, they're like, that's my best scene I ever did, and it's crazy because it was my first one, and I remember they had to turn the camera off because I threw up. I was so nervous.
I was just telling them I get the same way when I'm nervous. I start throwing up and shit.
And then my second scene was with Mr. Marcus in the car.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And that's like my second best scene. So I'm like,
He's the one that
damn,
wears the
I
Timbs
just
all the time?
walked into it like a boss, you know?
You did.
He says he's the one who wears the
He's the
Timbs.
one to wear the Timbs and
And
the hat.
I still like to do it in the car. So
We just talked about that an hour
Just
ago.
talking about that. Do you foresee yourself doing any future scenes at all, or doing anything like that, or what?
So at the moment, I'm not planning on like running to LA or like contacting any producers and telling them that I want to get back on the screen. But in my OnlyFans, I am telling my fans and my subscribers that if they want a personal content just for them, I'm gonna deliver it.
That's dope.
That seems like the way to go now.
Yeah.
Man. You control your own everything, get your own income going in. That's the way to do it.
Right. Because it's like people don't understand. Like you do a scene and people just think like, oh, that scene, you're just like cashed out for life. But it's not that way. Before you do the scene, you have to sign a contract and you're basically signing your whole life away. Wow. And then the producer cashes you out for that one scene. But then like for the rest of your life, they're getting paid for it, not you.
Oh yeah, that's ugly.
Business side.
That's the business.
It's like you're published. Basically, they're taking your publishing.
Just like music.
Exactly, and you know that's something that I could advise these young girls that are getting into the industry to trademark and copyright your name so that doesn't happen to you.
That's good advice.
Yeah,
so that's free game. That's free game. Okay.
Yeah, that was actually one of my questions for you too. Right? Was like, what kind of advice would you give girls, you know, thinking about entering into the business? So that's super dope.
Yeah, that's like my biggest advice is that if you're gonna come out with a name, to copyright it, trademark it, and then don't leave the business and then try to come back with a different name.
Got it.
Right. Did you try to do that?
No.
No, okay.
But a lot of girls have done that. They'll like go hard and disappear, and then they come back and they have a whole new name.
They basically got to start over, right?
Right. But it's like, what's the point of that? Like, you already got a name for yourself, and people already know who you are. Like, you think changing your name is gonna like erase things or whatever? I don't know.
Right.
And then also, like, don't let anybody manipulate you or convince you to do something that you don't feel comfortable doing, because no means no, and you can say no when you want to.
That's a fact.
Right. So do you think, you know, since there's been so much like headway with the Me Too movement, like, would you say, just in your opinion, that the industry is gonna clean up a little bit in terms of, right, like you mentioned or referenced meat holes? Do you think that that's still happening in that way?
I'm sure it is happening, because we got weirdos out there that enjoy that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, like, that was uncomfortable for me, and I went into the business. Nobody put me on game. Nobody gave me advice. Nothing. And I'm kind of like a pushover, and I'm sweet, and I'm trying to please everybody, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, they're obviously doing it because they're making money off of it.
Right.
Got it.
And then they find girls like me, and they prey on us, and they think they can force us and like try to tell us like, oh, this is the way to go. Like, you have to do, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So with that being said,
too.
would you say like do you, well, I guess you can't really say like that you denounce porn, but obviously like you're taking matters into your own hands. You're taking control of your creative content. You're taking control of the business side, right? With the OnlyFans. Like, I feel like you can also, there's another platform for you now, like, to continue to speak about your experiences and story and capitalize.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Did you ever consider like writing a book or anything? Because I'm sure you've been through some shit.
You know, everybody tells me that, girl, you could write a whole whole series of books, and I'm like, I could, but it's a process, and I would love to write a book one day.
Mm-hmm.
But
or a Netflix movie, I'll be in that motherfucker. Like I'll play like your childhood best friend or some shit.
I'm like, I could do Netflix, Lifetime, like throw it at me.
Right.
But it's just like I love writing, and that's like one of my strong points in school was language and arts and reading and writing, and I would love to do that, but that's also a process. You need to find somebody that's interested in like wanting to help you edit the book and publish the book and reach out to people that'll buy the book.
Right. Have you heard of this on Twitter? So there's this thing. Y'all heard about that Zola film or Zola some shit? Yep. Well, this girl she basically told a whole story on Twitter and was just like tweet after tweet after tweet. Now that shit's a movie.
Yep. Oh, no shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Let's go.
So I say that
I
to
didn't
say,
know about that.
I say that to say you can do whatever you want to.
Yeah.
But who's the girl? Okay, I can't think of her name. There was the one girl that was messing with Lil Wayne, all the rappers, and she was going down on Superhead.
Corinne Stephens.
She wrote a book, right?
Yeah, she did.
See, that's what I don't want to do. I don't want to write a book like just bashing people,
Right.
I respect that.
Because you can, right? Because I want to ask a messy question.
I mean, I could go in, but like right now, I'm focusing my life on positivity and no drama and good energy. And,
right.
So I want to focus on that, and I have thought about writing a book the past 2 years, but it's a lot of a thought that I want to go into it. Like I don't want to be super negative, but then I want to be real about it because that's one thing about me. I always keep it real.
Right.
But
So I was just gonna say, speaking on positivity, like, did you ever make a friend in that industry? Like somebody you consider you could fuck with as a like on a personal friendship level
or a relationship even.
Maybe then I had a friend. Like, I don't know. You know what? I've learned friendship is a strong word.
Right. And
not everybody is your friend. Like you might think somebody's your friend and you might think you have a friendship, but somebody could just be your friend and like really just be hating on you the whole time and like be negative and talking behind your back. Like in this world, like who can you really trust and like really call your friend? Like that's a really strong word.
That is. And people be throwing that friend word around loosely out here.
Right. But I do have someone that I'm not in a relationship with that I've known since I was a child that's not in the industry, but no matter what I go through, like I know I can pick up the phone and call him and like tell him anything and he's gonna be solid and keep it real with me.
That's cool. Shout out to him.
Yeah. Shout out to that guy.
As long as you
got he's from the Bay and he's from the Mo, so we already got that connection already.
So. Right. So is that where you're from? You're from San Francisco?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
From the filthy.
Okay.
Shout out to them.
Right.
Right.
All right. Now this is a messy question, but it's not like super messy, right? I just wanted to know if today's time you got to pick a celebrity threesome. In today's time, who are we going with?
Oh wow! I can only have 3.
Okay, hell no.
Run it up.
Does it have to be all guys?
It does not. It does not. The world is yours.
You feel me?
All right, let me think of 3 people. Okay, for a girl right now, if she was still in this entertainment, porn, stripping, it'd probably be Cardi B.
Hey, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
I don't like she's rapping and the stuff she's saying and the stuff she's been through. I could see myself getting down with her.
Right.
Okay. Got it.
And then for a guy, Yikes. Oh, you guys are putting me on the spot.
No pressure. No pressure.
No pressure.
I don't know. I like chocolate, so I there's a lot of top chocolate actors out there. Like
Gotcha.
there's Denzel Washington and
Shout out to Denzel.
Eyez and Omar Gooding and
With Idris Elba don't get no love.
huh?
Idris Elba.
Oh yeah, him too. Come on, bring it on. Like I'm like getting a brain fart, right? Like seeing all this chocolate in my head and can't think of any names.
Damn, I'm just sitting here Spanish as hell. Okay.
I've been in a lot of orgies, you know, and a lot of girls didn't like that because I would take over. Actually, that was the first time I did my first DP.
Sheesh.
Orgy, and I can't even remember who it was, but I know I think it was with West Coast, and like we were doing an orgy, and then they like the orgy stopped, and everybody went into the other room, but I was like still fucking this dude, and then all of a sudden there's dick in my ass. So I'm like, whoa, shit! But then I was like, damn, this feels kind of good, you know.
And they said, keep rolling, keep rolling.
Yeah, they kept rolling, and the orgy just kind of stopped, and it was just about me doing my first DP.
Good thing.
I was gonna ask you that too. So, who was your let's go male and female favorite people to work with?
Monet Divine.
Yo, shout out to her.
Monet
Shout out to her.
We have a hot scene together.
Shout out to her.
And I would do that again.
Yo, we need to get Monet on the line.
Alrighty.
Yeah, can we call her right now?
We're gonna put that out in the universe. Monet, hit up Tia Sweets.
So that would be my girl. And then I don't know, every scene with me and Mr. Marcus has just been so hot and like off the hook. I can't. I would do that again too.
Mr. Marcus, come on. We need that 2020 1080 HP shit.
Yeah, man.
If he still got that Lexus.
I hope that motherfucker upgraded.
How fast?
That was like perfect. Like I'm so little. I'm only 5 feet, you know?
That's how tall you are? Wow.
Yeah, I'm so small. And then like, it was just, my ass was honking the horn and
Anybody else got any questions for her?
Me and Mr. Marcus would do a scene, it'd be over, and we'd keep going, and the cameraman would just follow us to the bathroom, to wherever we were, because we just, like rabbits, just couldn't stop.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you ever?
Monet, shout out to Mr. Marcus.
Yeah, shout out to Monet Divine and Mr. Marcus.
Did you ever develop any relationships with any of your co-stars?
No.
Like no, it's just strictly work.
Only person in the intro.
No, we lost you for a second. Oh, there you go. We lost you for a second. Bad connection.
Yeah.
Was there ever a time you had to act your way through a
Too
scene
much.
like
So yeah, no, it was just Yukmouth. Me, like rolling.
What were you gonna say, Paul?
I was gonna ask you, was there any time you had to act your way through a scene like it was trash and you just had to like get through it?
Oh damn, I don't know if she could hear us.
Oh man.
Right when it was getting spicy.
I'm saying
I got cut off.
Yeah. I think we did.
Oh, I see faces almost. Okay, there we go.
Can you hear us now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. All right, Paul, ask her. Go ahead.
Okay, so my question was: has there ever been a time where you had to act your way through a scene to where it was like trash? You just had to like get through it and take your way.
There were a few times, but I'm not gonna drop names, but there were two girls that I did girl on girl scene with, and I was just like, I'm not feeling this.
Misty Stone. No, I'm just playing. These jokes.
I don't want to hate on nobody, you know, but it's just like one looked like I'm like, I think you might need. Well, both of them, like, you need to go to the doctor. Like, I don't know.
Was it like a bad smell or?
Hell yeah.
So, like, there wasn't like a smell, but I remember one girl, I think she was brand new, and they wanted me to do a girl on girl scene with her. And honestly, I can't even remember her name. That's how turned off I was.
Oh, damn.
But I was just like, we haven't even started, and you kind of got a lot of discharge. Like,
oh no,
yeah.
You might want to. And I complained about it too. Like, I told them, I'm like, I'm not gonna do this. You know,
This bitch is leaking nasty shit all over the place.
right? I'm like, you know, they have like a dish, soap, water, like white baby wipes, something. Like, don't just come on the scene leaking. Like,
so I've heard
because that's not squirting. That's real leak.
What we gonna say, Vin?
So I've heard that you know, before the scenes, like, you know, you guys are like, if you're gonna do anal, like you got to do an enema or whatever. Like, is that true?
Yeah. Well, okay. So if you're gonna do an anal scene, you should not eat for 24 hours, or at least 8 hours. Like, if you were going to surgery, like nothing by mouth, you know.
Right.
And then before the scene, you need to use an enema, because we don't want no shitty dick. Come on now.
We do not want shitty dick.
We want to keep it clean. So.
Oh, shitty dicks over here.
That is a fact. Y'all got any more?
I don't. You know, these days, I don't know. Some guys might like that.
Right.
Yeah. Shout out to Dubai.
What?
You know, we gotta show love to the weirdos too. Come on.
Right. Shout out to the weirdos.
Niggas stink.
We just found out, or at least I just found out today, that some guys pay women to kick them in the balls, and I didn't understand that at all. I still don't.
So maybe they don't want to have kids one day. I don't know.
Crazy.
That doesn't really sound. But you know, I had a friend that I used to strip with, and she had a guy that would like cash her out, like, but call her and be like, just call me a bitch and come over here and throw spaghetti on the floor and make me bark like a dog and eat it.
Damn.
Crazy.
Nah.
So I don't know. Different strokes for different folks, right?
That's facts. So do you like to be like the dominant one, or you like to be dominated?
You know what? I'm a pretty submissive person, but not that submissive. But like, if the sex is getting hot, I mean, you got to do some kind of choking, hair pulling, ass slapping, like.
Right.
But I'm not like pulling out whips and like stomping people with boots, and I'm not with all that.
Right.
But I mean, if that's what somebody wants, and they want to, they got the money for it, I'm not gonna say no. But
heck yeah,
that's not like my first pick.
So being a minority in the industry, you guys did you have to face like certain struggles that, like, for say maybe the white girls didn't have to go through?
So that is an issue that I did have, because I would get thrown into African American orgies, and I would hear that the girls were getting $500-$600 for it, right?
Right.
But being biracial, like, they were cashing me out like 3 times as much, and the girls would find out and be like, hey. So like, personally, I've never experienced that, but I do know that producers, like, the darker you are, the less they want to pay you.
Damn.
But like I said, like, I I got blue eyes and light skin, and nobody knows what I am. I could be whatever you want me to be, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Aren't you Puerto Rican or part Puerto Rican?
I'm Puerto Rican, Black, and Caucasian.
Got it.
But
Okay.
I've heard I look Brazilian. Someone even asked me if I was Filipino before.
Really?
That shocked me because I'm like, I don't see that. But
Maybe you were driving horribly.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. These is jokes. These is jokes.
nah, okay. So women do drive bad. Well, so I've heard, but come on now. I'm from the Bay. We sideshow it out. Like I got bars.
All right.
Hey.
So have you ever been out here to Sacramento?
Not many times.
No. Yeah, it's not that fun out here.
Hot as fuck.
It's funner in San Francisco.
Definitely.
Right. Well, everything is dry right now, so I wouldn't say all that. But
Yo, Tia, have
Vegas is still popping. I just left from Vegas, and they're still lit.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Vegas is still popping. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we were experiencing small technical difficulties. We got kicked off of the motherfucking internet.
Teeny tiny.
But first and foremost, man, wow, Tia Sweets.
Thank you, Tia Sweets.
What a sweetheart.
Thank you, shit.
Very nice.
Put some respect on her name.
Fucking legendary, man. But shout out to Tia Sweets. Tia, we wish we can tell you thank you.
Thank you.
You know, I'm gonna DM you. I'll talk to you and tell you thank you. I'll tell you that Vince wants the OnlyFans for free.
Come on. Come on. These is jokes. These is jokes.
Ladies and gentlemen,
y'all.
hey, thank you for rocking with us. We appreciate y'all. This was a little special bonus episode we threw out there. Once again, thank you, Tia Sweets, man.
Thank you.
All Eyes on Us podcast. Thank you to Nate Darling for setting this up. This was some.
Yes, sir.
It was a headache for Nate, I'm sure, but we appreciate you, Nate. Thank you.
MVP.
And we'll be back next week.
Well, another episode.
Ooh,
Peace.
Peace.